Hey, Tubies. This is Bob Hickman. It is so good to be back with you. Well, I got to tell you guys, I am so excited to be back here with all of you here at Spirit Channel. And I want to say appreciate your patience over this last month. I was working out my computer problems. But a lot of you have been so wonderful. You've been calling my office for private readings. And for those of you who are new here, I am a full-time psychic medium, and you can reach me by phone. I do telephone readings as well as in person. And you can call my office at 571-483-2112. I'll put the link below to my website. It's got my office number as well. So give me a call if you want to get on my schedule. I do charge for private readings, and that's all at my website. You can read about that. But here at Spirit Channel, we do messages from the spirit world. There is no charge. I do this all for free. I don't take money. So every week I gather the letters that come in, and we pull some and do readings. So hopefully, you'll get your letter answered. Now, because I do get hundreds of letters, sometimes it takes me a while to get back to people. And if your letter doesn't get answered right away, please understand it's a volume issue. It's not that I don't care. But I also tell people, listen closely, because many times the spirit will speak to you through somebody else's letter. I've had people say, Bob, you were answering somebody else's letter, but I felt spirit talking to me and it helped me. So spirit wants to reach so many people, they'll do that. So listen carefully, okay? Also, for those of you who are new here, or maybe if you're not new, the video right before this is horoscopes. So I do all the horoscope signs for July 2015. So check that out and get your horoscope for this month as well, okay? Thanks for being here. Well, before we get into all the letters, give me just a moment and let me attune to the spirit world. Okay. I hear my trusty spirit guide back here, Fletcher. He says hello. All right. Our first letter tonight is from Ivy Mamo. And Ivy Mamo says, do I have any guides? What is my life's purpose? Very good questions, Ivy Mama. Well, first of all, I do pick up around you two spirit guides. One is a male named Aaron, and the other one is a female named Lyriel. So I am getting two spirits around you, and they're both your guides. And what's interesting is they're helping you really start to embrace your life theme, which is that of communicator. You have a communicator theme, and I do see in your future a lot of writing. I feel like you're going to even get some books published or articles in magazines. But I want you to be open to your communicator theme and let your guides, Aaron and Lyriel, help you, okay? Just ask for them, say, help me embrace my life theme, and they will. Thanks for writing. All right, our next letter is Bailey Lee. And she writes this, says, Psychic Bob, do I have any spirit guides? Do they have any messages for me? Well, first of all, yes, you do have spirit guides. Really, everybody has guides. In fact, most people have about 20 to 30 guides. I can't always see all of them, but I get the ones that come through. And I do get around you. One of the guides in particular, her name is Lauren. She shows me a kind of a 1920s style clothing, and I feel that was the time period she lived in. And it's I believe there's a connection with you with a past life with the 1920s as well. So she may, I believe, was one of your friends. Fletcher said she was one of your friends, but that's one of your guides. Her name is Lauren. And you ask also, does she have any messages for me? Yeah, let me see. Okay. They're talking about emotional healing around you, about emotional stability. And it looks like as we go here further in the fall, around October, November timeframe, you're going to feel a real kind of sense of a new beginning, a lot of healing in the emotional area. And I do see it as a very strong time. So hang in there, work with Lauren. She's going to help you. And it's a year of growth for you. Blessings to you. Hope that helps. Thanks for writing. All right. Next letter. Gosh, we're getting a lot of spirit guide messages here. Angie Clavenger, she says, Psychic Bob, any messages for me from the spirit world? Yeah. Hi, Angie. Well, first of all, yes, you do have, as I was saying to other people, you have guides around you. I keep picking up Archangel Raphael around you. He's a very powerful archangel. He does work with a lot of people, but he's in your vibration right now, and he's helping you to kind of move forward. I want you to watch because it seems like September is a transition time for you here. It's a time of growth. It could even be financial growth connected to this. Definitely growth in knowledge and in wisdom, and possibly financial growth. And it's interesting because as we go to the end of the year, I keep feeling like they're talking about you doing a move, even possibly a physical house change. So a lot of changes here over the next 3 to 4 months, but it looks very positive. Archangel Raphael's guiding you. Just keep talking to him. Okay? Thanks for writing. All right, our next letter is from Kurosuke Kuro. Hope I'm saying that correctly. It says, thank you, Bob. What about any relationship for me? And also, do you see me working in Umbando as a psychic medium? Hello, Kurosuke Kuro. I love that name. Is that Japanese? I don't know. I like that. In terms of relationship right now, I get... I'll just be honest, kind of static around you. That means there's some communication blockage right now. And you may find that any relationship you're trying to kind of move forward or get involved with may be kind of blocked right now. Not to worry, I do see improvement around that. Probably it's not going to be till around December because that's where they're showing kind of a new start for you. Now, in terms of, your psychic abilities and your psychic gifts, yes, you do have a lot of gifts in mediumship and clairvoyance. In this town that you mentioned, I'm not actually seeing you work specifically in that town because what they're showing me is that you're actually going to travel to a few locations. I'm not seeing that as one of them. So it's not an issue of like, will I do mediumship work? Yeah, you will do mediumship work. But it's an issue of that you're doing it in maybe some different locations. So be open to travel, try new places, different locations. And I think that you'll find that not only does your ability grow, you're going to start to draw a larger clientele, and you'll really do a lot of work and bless people, okay? Also have to ask you if you would come for, have you done any work previously healing? I see light around your hands, and I feel that's one of your gifts also. So you may, if you haven't done that, you might want to explore that, particularly Reiki, but I picked that up around you also, okay? Hope that helps. Blessings to you. Okay, our next letter is Nicole Pixley. And she says, Psychic Bob, this is a very good question. She says, Psychic Bob, can you talk about the relationship between schizophrenia and spiritual realities? Well, Nicole, that's a very, very good question. Interestingly, a lot of people think psychics are schizophrenic because, we hear voices, we have visions. And the truth of the matter is that on paper, the two mimic each other. The difference is that schizophrenia oftentimes has a genetic or a chemical issue around it. Now, what is very interesting is over the many years I worked, I have met a number of actual people who are schizophrenic who, interestingly, are also psychic. So it does seem that people with schizophrenia, in many ways, the part of their brain that has the hallucinations also, interestingly, does pick up legitimate and real voices and real information. And this makes it, in some cases, doubly confusing. So the thing is, like an actual medium, though, would not test, a non-schizophrenic medium would test normal in these areas. So, like, there are areas where the scientists can test whether you actually have schizophrenia or whether you, don't. And unfortunately, science doesn't recognize at this time mediumship as valid. They just class it all as mental illness. So, for those people that that struggle with schizophrenia who are claiming to be psychic, there's a lot of legitimacy in that also. So I wouldn't write somebody off who's schizophrenic and say, oh, well, they're not psychic, they're just mentally ill, because many people, and I have met them over the years, generally do have psychic ability that are schizophrenic. So very interesting, very fine line. One of the ways that you can tell the difference also is that when you're a medium, you work with the highest and the best. The divine light channels through a medium. So the things that come through will be life-affirming, uplifting, positive. And if you're bringing in all this stuff that's scattered, crazy, violent, it's probably not coming from spirit. So, the quality and the content are very important in the messages. And I would say that if you're schizophrenic or you know somebody's schizophrenic and they're getting voices that are destructive, well, first of all, they need help, but you want to encourage them to seek also the light, because that darkness that they struggle with can be counterbalanced. It doesn't always have to be the war of darkness, you see. So, yeah, but they are similar. So, yes, I want to give today legitimacy to schizophrenic people who actually are also psychic, okay? So, it doesn't have to necessarily be one or the other, okay? Hope that helps a little bit. Thanks for writing. All right, our next letter is from Magda Anastasia. Magda writes, she says, Psychic Bob, you should stand for election. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Well, as messed up as this world is, sometimes I think I'd like to step in. But honestly, as a psychic and a medium and a Wiccan priest, I try to really stay out of politics. I'm not interested in that. I believe there's kind of two worlds. There's the material world and there's the spiritual world. And I focus on the spiritual. Not that the material is not valid, we shouldn't, but just in my capacity and role, I prefer to stay out of the political sphere. Doesn't mean I don't vote and I'm not a responsible citizen, but I think I'm not going to try to topple any thrones and run. My work is better done on the spirit side. But I'm very honored by your sweet comment. Thank you. All right, our next letter is from Rebecca Joy. Hi, Rebecca, good to see you. And Rebecca writes, she says, Psychic Bob, why are humans attached to the earth? Even spirits stay in the earth. It's like nothing here is real, yet good and evil exist. Yet they don't exist. Contradictions never end. I don't understand the calling of being human. Wow. Well, Rebecca, these are very, very good questions. Let me kind of sum this up a little bit. There's the earth realm and the spirit realm. Each are real. Now, when people say, well, the earth realm isn't real, what they're saying is it's not permanent. The spirit world is permanent. There's no death, no decay. Things are last, they're eternal. This world was a created construct for our growth, and it has a temporary nature. So evil and good are real, yet they're not real. They're not real in the sense that the evil and the good will stay here forever, because all the people and all the places and situations eventually decay. But because it is temporary doesn't mean it's not real. Okay, so that's the difference. We have to differentiate between what is eternal and what is temporary. They're both real, but the temporary is more transient. Okay, so yes, spirits stay on the earth, because what happens is when a soul takes on a body and comes down to earth, it gets very attached to the material world. So much so that the spiritual senses oftentimes are blinded. And when that soul leaves the body, it's still heavily influenced by the material delusion. And it forgets that there's another home, the spirit world. And really, the spirit world's not so far away. We always talk about heaven way up there, but really, honestly, it's all around us. And so what it is upon death, a shift in consciousness should occur to allow you to open up to that world that is really right around us. But for people who are so veiled and forget they come from that realm, they stay close to this physical reality. And that's what ghosts are, okay? And you say contradictions abound or never end. That's true, because we're dealing with dual realities, and each reality, sometimes misinterprets the other or forgets the other exists. So people in spirit, you know, I've talked to spirits who've been in spirit so long they forget what it's like to be on earth. And yet I've talked to earthbound souls who forget that they come from heaven. So the contradictions really come from forgetting our original and true selves. So that's why spiritual meditation is so good. If we work on that every day, we stay in the light, and our clarity at death is much, much more powerful. Okay. It says, I don't understand the calling of being human. That's I understand that. That comes again from the misunderstanding of the nature of reality. Our calling as human is to be here to learn to interact with the material world, maintain the spiritual light, and learn to love. This realm, we have a lot of contradictions because what happens is that we have duality into a greater degree, and that creates confusion. So we have to always remember that we are souls who are incarnated in a body, and that this body and these experiences are part of our learning and our growth. And as I said, even though they're temporary, it doesn't mean they're not valuable or they're not real and that they don't have real impact. But we have to at some point say, really, we're even greater than what we appear. And if we can hold on to that hope, then we will have peace and light. Okay? Hope that helps a little bit. Well, guys, that's all I'm going to get to today. But before we go, I just thought I'd tell you also, I'm wearing, you might have seen this, this is my purple cord bracelet. And if you want to join the Wiccan order that I'm running, it's called the Order of the Purple Cord. We're an eclectic group of solitaries. We are going to start meeting soon online. I'm working on that. But in the meantime, if you want to go to my website, you can go to it and read about the order and subscribe. You can also find us on Facebook under the Order of the Purple Cord, and I'll put links below for all that. But come and join us. We are Wiccan. You don't have to be Wiccan to join, but you do have to, you know, follow some of the guidelines that we ask, and we do teach from a Wiccan perspective. But it is free. There's no membership dues ever. Okay. Also, by the way, I thought you'd enjoy saying, how do you like my new pendant? This is a little silver moon with a little CZ. Actually, I don't know if you can see it here too well. Isn't that pretty? It just sparkles a little crystal in a silver moon. Anyways, I love that. You know, I'm a Wiccan at heart. Well, guys, I'm so glad you're here. Listen, thanks for your love and support. I'm glad you're here at Spirit Channel. If you're new here, or even if you aren't new, hit that subscribe button. Be part of us. We'd sure love you to be here. Keep it here. We got more coming up in the coming days. We're going to have some UFO videos and more on all that coming up. So keep it here at Spirit Channel. And, of course, you know next week we'll have another Messages from the Spirit